tidbit from the book. Oh, crazy. Jacob Tierney, I owe you my firstborn child. I love that man. Oh, I could never shut up about this show.
Buckle up, literature fans. We're in for some boozy bookgasms today. Join three cousins creating a titillating headspace where steamy romance novels collide with strong cocktails. So, sit back, sip slow, and enjoy the ride.
Hey, all you boozy book lovers. Welcome back to Boozy Bookgasms. I'm Jen.
I'm Lynn. And I'm Kim.
We are joined today by another cousin. We actually have quite a few cousins.
We do.
We have
There's a lot of us.
Say hello to Miranda. Miranda, welcome to the show.
Hello.
So we invited Miranda to join us because she is a super fan of this highly requested book we're covering today, Heated Rivalry. Miranda was actually telling me about this book back in December. How many times have you read this book and or watched the show?
I've read the first one and The Long Game, which is the sixth one, 3 times. And now I'm making my way through the rest of the books because each book is like a different couple. So I'm making my way through all the other couples now.
That's commitment.
I've seen the show I
don't
don't even want to admit how many times. I have it basically memorized word for word.
If I have a book series that I like and I get in a rut, I will go back.
Lindsay's a big rereader.
Yeah, it's like a comfort book.
I'm a big rereader.
This is your comfort book?
Girl, maybe.
Interesting.
And what if it was?
Okay. I'm learning so much right now.
This or Percy Jackson, and they are very different.
Very different.
So,
Very different.
vibe.
Okay.
So we are doing something a little different for our season finales. We're going to do a 2-parter. We are actually going to recap and review the television show.
Based on books.
Yeah, these are based on books, but we watched the show instead of reading the book, which we haven't done that before. So we're going to see how this goes.
It's going to go great. I have confidence.
But before we slide into this episode, Kim, what are we drinking tonight?
Slide was crazy.
Okay, so tonight's cocktail is actually called the Pretty Russian. It's a dangerously smooth
Yummy.
blend of vanilla marshmallow, and it's got just enough kick to keep things a little interesting. It's kind of a take on the White Russian, a little less on the nose. At first sip, it's very creamy, sweet, a little indulgent, but much like our book tonight, it's pretty on the outside, but there's a lot of chaos happening underneath, and there's some consequences. So we've got some vodka, some Kahlúa, marshmallow syrup, and half and half. What makes it so pretty, which I love, is the pink food coloring that you drop in it and swirl.
Oh.
And make it all pretty and top it with some white chocolate syrup, a toasted marshmallow, and some graham cracker crumbs.
Are we rimming the glass with graham crackers?
You always like a good rim,
Yes, we're rimming
Jen.
something.
So,
So does Shane.
yeah, you could do it with the graham cracker crumbs. You can do it with the white chocolate, whatever floats your boat.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, Kim. Okay, so I do want to start by saying this romance takes place over the course of 9 years. So there's a lot of time jumping. We start in 2008 and we meet our 2 main male characters. Ilya Rozanov is leaning against a garage smoking, and Shane Hollander walks up to introduce himself. They are both rookie phenoms, and Shane tells Ilya that he looks good on the ice and tries to make small talk, but Ilya's kind of standoffish. And Shane says, I got to get back, and he reaches to shake his hand, and there's like this awkward beat. But Ilya finally shakes his hand and says, you won't be so nice when we beat you. And that's what they do. They beat them. They win the hockey game. 6 weeks later, they're at a signing and they are stealing glances across the room at each other all night. And we meet Rozanov's dad, who is kind of an asshole.
I hate that man.
It's also very sad.
His dad and his brother are both Russian police. I don't know how much y'all know about Russian history or homophobia in Russia.
Yeah, it's huge.
But a lot of it comes from the prison system. So it all ties together. That's also part of why it's because Russia.
They kill people who are gay. It's not a safe place to be, which we get into
that's why
later in the season.
So Shane goes to the hotel gym to work out, and he's joined by none other than Ilya. And they start racing each other on the stationary bikes. I did feel like Ilya was winning. I don't know what you guys thought.
Well, they were definitely competing with long glances and lots of sweaty bodies.
There was tension in the room. And then they cool down. Those hotel workout rooms are always very tiny. So they're kind of facing each other in this very small space. Definitely checking each other out. You see Shane kind of giving him a once over. We find out Ilya was the number 1 draft pick and Shane was number 2. So they were pit against each other in the press right out of the gate.
From the beginning. But Rosanov is definitely the pursuer, I feel like.
He's the alpha.
Certainly. And Shane doesn't quite know what to do.
Ilya's this playboy. That's his whole thing, is he's like the womanizer, hot, sexy Russian who like just wants to fuck all the time.
Yep.
So they like definitely set it up that way.
And he's sort of devil may care. He has this sort of persona that is just like, he doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks. He's just going to do what he wants to do. Or that's the persona I think he's trying to perpetuate.
But he's really just a little sensitive angel baby.
He's just a little like cinnamon in the middle.
And he's just damaged.
Angel team.
Probably a mixed bag.
He's intense.
He is damaged. And I think you do get that pretty early on, that he's fighting some inner demons.
So they have a pretty intense exchange. They share a water bottle, and it's very sensual.
Sexual.
At this point, my husband, by the way, I watched with my husband. I said, hey, you want to watch a hockey show?
That's how you get him.
Don't tell him anything.
Raw dog.
Like, this is weird.
Like, not a lot of hockey, it seems.
6 months later, Ilya is talking in Russian to his brother. Ilya is an American actor. He's actually from Texas. I felt like he did an incredible job.
Incredible job.
Miranda, do you know, did he learn Russian for the role? Do you know, like, how he was so good at this?
Yeah. He had 2 months to learn Russian, and he had a dialect coach and like all of that. And he talks about it so much in like interviews and stuff. And that's also like part of why I love Hudson and Connor, because they give so much credit to people who worked on the movie, their intimacy coordinator, their dialect coach, all of that. But yeah, he did not know Russian. He did know French.
Yeah, very similar.
Right. I'm sure it aided the role.
Not even a little.
If you know one language, you know them all.
I've always said that.
Sure. But his dad's calling because he lost another game and his brother's hitting him up for money. He's just under a lot of pressure to win for Russia from his dad. His dad puts that on him. You're doing this for Russia. But they did lose that night. It was kind of sad. You see the dynamic of his family.
You do feel for him. You start to get pretty quickly that like it's a defense mechanism.
He's acting out. Yeah.
And two, he's only like 17 or 18 when that call happens. So you're like, oh, he is a baby.
Mm-hmm.
The weight of Russia and his family is on his shoulders, placed obviously by his dad, and then feeling like he's responsible for his family because he makes a crap ton of money that like no 18-year-old will ever see.
Right.
It's insane.
It took me a while to figure out the brother dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
It would just like float in. You could see that there was something there, but they never really explained that backstory, which I felt like was
in
a
the
miss.
books, because you get their POV, because it switches between Ilya and Shane. That phone call is Ilya's POV, so you get it a little bit more. The show does a great job of trying to like show the dialogue that's going on in their head, but I do think the family dynamic is really hard until the end where you're like, oh, I get it now. They're like planting the seeds of the family trauma, I feel.
Yeah.
It was hard to like really connect in some ways the first few episodes. They weren't diving deep enough into the vulnerability.
I felt the same way, Lynn. I was like, okay, a lot of sex, a lot of sex. Yeah, I mean, he's cute, a lot of sex, a little more sex, a little hockey. Oh, he has a personality. Oh, you know, that it's like on this mountain road.
6 months later, they're doing a photo shoot together, and Ilya calls Shane pretty. And Shane's like, you're wearing makeup too. He doesn't know what to do. Ilya is a smart ass.
Shane is awkward.
He's autistic.
He is?
Confirmed by the author. That's not me speculating and being ableist.
No, I did not know that.
People speculated he has his little things like the folding of the clothes and the cleanliness.
Yeah, he does have a bit of OCD.
And people were speculating, and the author was like, well, yes. And everyone was like, oh, wait, cool.
It's not so clear in the series.
No, that's why like people speculated. But I honestly think it's kind of cool in that way in terms of representation.
Obviously high functioning and very savantish on the hockey, but he was very intense. He says that in one of the episodes. It got more intense, so I got more intense.
Yes, he takes social cues from others a lot of the time.
I thought it was adorable. He didn't know what to do with these jokes.
I wanted him to just get more comfortable. He never felt like he was comfortable until the very end.
And I think part of that, which until he came to terms with his sexuality and his identity, he wasn't comfortable in himself. And I honestly think you see it lifted and him be more himself around like episode 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just think everything is so intentional.
So they can't hold it together at this photo shoot, though. They're like laughing. And Ilya says, how long have you known you were going to do a commercial with me? And Shane says, 2 days. How long did you know? And he says, oh, it was my idea.
Oh, cute.
He asked him to come.
So we meet Shane's mom, who's definitely giving momager vibes.
100.
She's telling him he has to be a good example to kids and get endorsements. I mean, she really drives those endorsements.
His career. Yeah.
Well, in the books, there's less focus on him being Asian POC in hockey. And I think it's really cool the way that the show does emphasize it because, yeah, that is a really big deal. And it almost drives home more the importance of him like being closeted because hockey is still to this day a very homophobic sport, unfortunately.
Oh, totally.
So it's even more this like, oh my God, I cannot ruin this. Like I'm a role model. I'm an Asian role model for children. So I feel like it almost ups the stakes more so than it is in the books because she doesn't really touch on it as much.
But she's definitely driving his career. Like he's a good hockey player, but like all of the endorsements.
Like Miranda said, they were babies when they started. So
That's
she
true.
just kind of put herself in that role and continued it.
I respect a good momager. I happen to be one myself.
I bet you do.
So next we get a shower scene, and this is when my son said they were breaking guy rules because they're staring at each other in the shower and they're sudsing up and looking at each other longingly.
Glances down to the nether regions.
Apparently, this is a no-no in men's locker rooms.
Yeah.
You don't look.
Eyes forward.
And we can only speculate.
So Ilya starts stroking his manhood.
The pause.
Says,
Manhood.
is what are we gonna call it? I wrote cock, and then I'm like, that feels aggressive.
And then you just didn't want
And then said it anyway. Cool. It's fine. It's all good.
So what do they say in the smut books? Like member?
So many names.
There's all sorts of names.
A sword.
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 You should go with that.
Well, this is two guys. There's sword crossing in this one.
Let's call it a stick. That feels
Stick.
appropriate.
Back to Ilya stroking his cock.
Right.
Shane says not here, but they clearly like each other, and he asks for his room number. And Shane gives it to him. Ilya says, I might come by and I might knock. Shane is very cute while he's waiting for him. He's like, first he gets way dressed up in like a suit.
Oh, yeah, he comes with a suit on.
It was adorable.
He's so awkward.
He feels like an idiot. And then he's like, what am I doing? And then he dresses in a t-shirt and it's very cute. Ilya gets there. He's late though. At some point, I don't think he thinks he's coming, but he shows up and he says, are you going to chicken out? And Shane says, this is a bad idea. But then they start kissing. Shane drops down to his knees to give Ilya a blowjob. This is when my son left the room.
Said, I've had enough.
It was good. But Ilya stops him and he's like, no. I don't know what your take on that was, Miranda, but I wonder why. Because gay men usually jump into sex really quick. They are like, nice to meet you. I'm attracted. You're attracted. Let's get going.
Well, another fun little like book tidbit is that Rachel, the author, her husband is bi. I think she's bi as well. But her husband is bi. And allegedly, she ran every single sex scene by her husband to fact check it for accuracy, gay sex accuracy, and period. I owe her my second born child.
You're not going to have any kids after this. Like,
I don't need them
all away.
I don't need them.
So the scene, their first hookup or whatever, is from Shane's POV, which I think is like obviously so intentional. And it's him being like, oh my God, I'm so turned on by this guy. Oh, but he's a man. Like, this is so wrong. But I'm really into it. Even the thing, like, you can see Ilya in the show is like, oh, he like looks down and is like, oh, he's on his knees right now. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
And it's Shane literally just like wanting him so bad that he's like, it's second nature. In his brain, he's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but like, I think I'm doing it right.
But I think probably Ilya knew that Shane was a little on edge too. So he's trying to kind of ease him into it.
I think it was also, he was like too much, too good. And that's like in the book too. It's like that, where it's like, oh, I guess he was like,
let's slow it down.
No, he didn't want to go too soon.
Yeah.
They're laying next to each other in the bed. And Ilya starts giving Shane a hand job, and then the blowjob continues. My husband Keith at this point asked if we could turn it off and watch the Wild Game.
You said, no, let's put it in slow-mo, actually. I'm trying to see something.
It's very graphic.
The show is very graphic, and I wasn't ready for that.
It's just a lot of butts.
And abs.
No, the sex is pretty I mean,
Abs are nothing.
It's so hot though. Like, they're both very hot.
the men are beautiful.
Ugh.
But I just
Like,
wasn't.
turn the fan on.
Maybe because I was sitting there with my husband and my son.
Awkward. Yeah.
I made my husband watch every episode because he was so obsessed with us doing this show. Like, I can't believe you're not doing Heated Rivalry. Like, this is what everybody's talking about. Like, it's in the zeitgeist. I can't believe you're not doing it. And I was like, okay, fucker, you're going to watch every fucking episode.
Good.
I won't name names, but one of my coworkers said that him and his partner would watch it and they're like, and we did pause quite a lot.
Okay.
So you can infer why they needed to pause.
Popcorn break. Yeah.
I kept saying, like, okay, we got to go back. We've got gay porn to watch. Let's go. And he's like, okay, fine.
Yes.
And
I have to go see my gay hockey boyfriends, obviously.
It is hot. It is really, really well done. The men are beautiful.
Yeah, it would be a totally different show if they were not hot. I would not have enjoyed this as much.
they have to be hot.
True story.
Do you know, in the book, Ilya does not look like Connor. And God bless Jacob for knowing that Connor was our Ilya. He's supposed to be this like rugged, super hairy.
Oh, like a bear.
Yes. And he has a giant bear tattoo on his chest that Shane is like, that's fucking weird. Why do you have that? And Ilya like got it when he was young. He thinks it's stupid too. But there's even a scene where like
Russian bear.
Ilya's like, give him a kiss. And Shane's like, what the hell? And Jacob knew that was cringe. That's not what the girls want to see.
No.
Or anyone for that matter.
At any rate, they seal the deal. Afterwards, Shane says, you aren't going to tell anyone, right? And Ilya says, of course not. Ilya had an early flight the next day, so he gets dressed and leaves. And it's awkward. It's like first sex awkward.
Well, and mind you, there's no music.
It was silent.
There's no music for this scene.
Just grunting men.
And it's so intentional.
It's intense. So 3 months later, we're in Montreal and Ilya's playing to the cameras. He's winking at the newscasters. He's talking smack about beating Shane. Shane's watching the whole thing. Shane signs a Rolex deal. So Momager is really running the show, as I mentioned before. The mom talks about the video of Ilya talking smack to the cameras and saying he is going to score 50 goals this year. And Shane's like, yeah, he's an asshole. But he's like smirking to himself.
She's like, fuck him, right up the butt. And then Shane has that little like smirk and you're like, actually, it's the other way around, right?
So then we're at the game. They're actually playing each other, and the announcers are asking if they're going to give the people what they want. So Shane scores a goal on the face-off. He's very humble afterwards when they're interviewing him. They're trying to goad him and get him to talk smack back, but he's too classy. And that's just not his nature, you know? He's just too sweet.
He's just a little baby.
Meanwhile, Ilya's deadbeat brother's hitting him up for more money.
Oh,
and
this guy.
It's
Ugh.
gross. To me, it was just very sad.
It was so sad. And you just want to know why he won't cut the guy off. Having not read the book, and I'm watching him like, just cut the guy off. Why are you letting him treat you like this? Ugh, it's just awful.
I do think the show is a lot more of a slow burn on the family trauma. Obviously, mom's not in the picture.
Right.
We haven't seen mom, so you know something's up there. I think it's indicative of he feels like responsible for his family.
It's guilt to...
He just feels like he has to.
He has to.
And like Shane can't clock it because he has such a healthy family relationship. He loves his home. He loves Canada. He loves his mom and dad. So different. Something that I loved, every scene where Shane is with his parents is very evident that there's an empty seat next to Shane. That's another little like Easter egg, the ginger ale of it all. There's always an empty seat next to Shane. It's like Shane's parents and then it's Shane. And it's like, because that's where Ilya is supposed to be. Like, his man. But it just shows like this emptiness in his life.
Yeah, he has some loneliness.
Because he's in the closet. He's not even realized he's gay until very recently.
No, well, because he keeps trying to push it away.
So 4 months later, we flash forward and the guys are facing off again. Again, the press is pitting them against each other. And they're at a press conference and they're calling out Ilya because he was so cocky, saying he's going to get the 50 goals. And why can't you make the playoffs if you're that good? Shane comes to the rescue, answers the question for him and saves him from that awkward moment. And then they're like playing footsie under the table. They're like,
the awkward moment, it's not even about the question. I think the show does a decent job at showing it. Ilya is very insecure about not being fluent in English. You can actually see his English get better throughout the show. His accent lessons, he knows bigger words.
He looks up words. He's like, I looked this up and...
Compatible.
And he is looking things up, isn't he? Episode 5, clock it. So the question, it was more that the interviewer gave him this long ass question in English, and Ilya's like, what the fuck did he even just say? And if you watch the scene, you can see he's like...
He's trying to translate it.
Yes. And that's why Shane clocks that and is like, oh, well, if I can step in and answers it for him. And in the book, it's Shane's POV saying, I can tell that he's trying to translate it.
He's uncomfortable, yeah.
And he steps in for him. And I'm like, yes, like, protect your man.
So next we see them at a skills competition and Shane beats Ilya and Ilya says, good job. Shane says he's going to bed early and gives Ilya his room number because Ilya shows up, but Scott Hunter is right next door and he's very self-conscious of being too loud. Little do we know that Scott is also very, very gay.
We don't know this at the time.
Yeah, you don't know this in the episode.
You don't, but it was kind of funny to me. So they make a plan to meet up next time Ilya's in Montreal, and Shane gets weird about it, but Ilya says it's just a plan to meet up and fuck. It's fine.
That was so hot, by the way. Oh my God.
He just really diminishes it, though, and puts Shane on the back foot the whole time.
Shane needs that.
He can't be emotionally vulnerable.
He's taking the pressure off of Shane, too.
Exactly.
This is just a meetup. Don't dig into it.
We're just going to fuck. It's fine.
Don't stress. It's just a one-nighter. It's fine.
He can tell that Shane's freaking out.
This is where he puts the names in the phone, and I thought this was so great.
Oh, I loved this.
He puts his name in Shane's phone as Lily, and Shane is in his phone as Jane. It was so cute. And then the whole show, they're texting each other. He's getting all these texts from Lily.
And their friends start to notice that they're texting the same
who's this Jane?
woman.
You're like always smiling when you're texting her. The Montreal trip gets canceled, and Ilya's pretty sad about it.
Because of a storm, right?
Which, by the way, would never happen in real life. They would never cancel a hockey game for snow. It's literally like walk. It's just snow. Like, get to the game.
But Ilya gets home and there's a woman in his place. And he ends up having sex with her. This is Svetlana. We see a lot of her in the series.
I like her.
She's his best friends with benefits.
They're childhood friends, yeah.
She's his person. We keep flashing forward. They go months and months. So 4 months later, we're at an award show. Shane wins Rookie of the Year, and he actually beats Ilya for the award. He runs into Scott at the bar, and Scott asks about Ilya. He gets really defensive. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He's not my boy.
It's like they know.
Yeah.
The gay panic.
Thou doth protest too much. Yeah.
But he is looking for Ilya.
He's been looking for that man all night. He said, where's my husband?
He's upset about it.
He's like butthurt because he's like, oh, he can't even celebrate my accomplishment. He's so butthurt that I won over him.
But then he finds him out on the terrace. Ilya's being a dick. He's like, oh, good for you. You won.
He's good at that.
And they argue, and Ilya admits he's going home in 3 days. Shane says, must be nice, but Ilya looks really upset. So anytime he's about to go to Russia or he's dealing with his family, he gets really growly. Shane's a little drunk at this point because he did shots with Scott and the guys up back at the bar.
Such a cutie patootie.
He tries to shake Ilya's hand and says, see you next season. Ilya pushes him against the wall and they make out in their tuxedos, and it's very risky.
It was hot for like 5 seconds till Shane's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
When Shane shoves him and like turns him around, Ilya's like clutching his pearls, his little smirk, because he's like, oh, my man. But Shane's not fucking around. He's actually mad. And then Ilya's like, oh, fuck, he's mad at me.
Whoops.
He's like, oh, my bad.
He's like, we're in public in tuxedos. What are you doing? So they part ways, and this is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 opens with the guys working out. The year is 2011. So we've been at this for
3 years.
They're using Blackberries, which I appreciated.
And the technology advances. The clothes, the technology.
It all tracks.
All the details are so well done.
They are. They're like messaging while jogging. The texting is very flirty. Ilya's team makes the playoffs, and Shane's doesn't. And Ilya says, this is fun. Why aren't you here? So he's kind of goading him a little bit.
Yeah, playful.
He does send a dick pic. I think this might be the part where I lost my husband episode.
They're dropping like flies.
He's like, I'm out.
Well, even Shane was a little taken aback by the dick pic. Like, he was like, because he was in the room with his teammate.
Maybe this is the difference between guys and girls, but if I'm in a hotel room with my girlfriend and she's looking at her phone and she immediately like slaps the phone down in panic, I'm finding out what was on that screen.
Oh, I got to see that.
Fuck yeah.
I will rip that phone out of your hand. And Hayden's like, he just gives him a side look and then moves on. Is this just a man thing or is this for the plot?
It's a man thing. Don't ask, don't tell.
It's a man thing.
Oh, I think the men would want to see it. They would assume it was public.
Like a boob.
Oh, no, I think they'd get it later.
Yeah.
Oh, you left this on the counter? Let me just flip through real quick.
Meanwhile, Shane's growing the endorsements. He's getting Rolex. He's getting all these really big names.
Growing was a choice word there.
I clocked that too.
Shane is now the team captain, and Ilya's having a great year. They're about to play each other, and Ilya texts Shane and asks how many times he can come in 1 hour. And they have this back and forth, and one of the teammates is watching him text Jane, and he accuses him of blushing. Ilya's like, Russians don't blush.
Russians do not do this. Never in my life have I blushed.
They meet after, and he says, why did you think it was okay to sex me before the game? And he's kind of like a little mad about it.
Feels like it's intentional. It feels like it's to throw him off his game.
But he's trying to get into his head.
I disagree. I don't think he's trying to throw him off his game. I think Ilya just likes messing with him.
I don't think it was, but I think that's how Shane took it.
People talk about part of the reason why do women like this gay show so much? Like, why is it so popular with women? And one of the biggest points that I personally agree with is they are equals in every sense. Talent-wise, they're both men. They're at the top of their game. They're both rich. They're both famous, all of that. There's no power dynamic. Even when they have sex, they have this mutual respect and equality between them. And I think that's also why it's so hot. It feels safe for a woman to watch it in a way that you don't feel when you're watching a girl, like, I'm going to be vulgar, getting like fucked from behind, tears running from her eyes, mascara running, screaming, crying.
You don't like that?
It's not your thing.
There's a time and a place.
100%. We talk about that all the time.
All the time.
It's so different because it's like they're even. It's equal.
So they're at Shane's place in Montreal. They run up the stairs together and they're kind of shoving each other, and it's really
They're
cute.
so cute.
Shane's house is nice. He's hired a decorator.
Well, it's not even his house, though. The book opens with a sex scene that's like in the future. In Ilya's brain, he's like, he literally bought this condo so we could fuck. Again, they are so incredibly filthy rich for how young they are.
They're in the condo at one point, and he talks about how he bought the condo next door, too, so they can combine them.
Mr. Landlord.
But he's giving him shit because he's got throw pillows. And Ilya's like, what the hell is the point of these?
Did you get enough?
I think there's enough.
That was so good.
But I did feel like these sex scenes, they were getting more intimate because the first one was almost transactional.
Yes.
This is getting more romantic, and you can tell they're starting to have feelings for each other.
And this is when they're actually supposed to like fuck.
They haven't fucked yet.
Seal the deal.
This is the big one.
They're very cute.
It's so beautiful.
The really cute part is after they're done, Shane says, oh, now the bed's all dirty. And Ilya's like, what? Shut up.
They do tell each other to shut up a lot, and they tell each other to fuck off a lot.
Shane always being like, fuck you.
I tell my husband to fuck off all the time. Is that not normal?
It's your love language.
I tell you guys to fuck
You
off.
do. That's very fair.
For sure.
Everyone's like, Ilya, consent king. Ilya always being like, is this okay?
Can I do
Is this
this?
good? Like, you're so good. You're
Can
so
I
good.
do
I'm like, oh.
He does ask a lot, like, can I fuck you?
It's
And
so
he's like,
refreshing.
yes.
It's so lovely.
So polite.
I love that. Chivalrous.
Can I fuck you?
So Ilya asks Shane if he was worth the wait, and Shane doesn't really answer. He doesn't know how to answer these feelings questions.
Because he doesn't even know that he's gay yet.
He knows, but he won't admit it.
Yeah, he's like,
He has not admitted to himself.
They start talking about the Olympics, and Shane's just, I've dreamt of this my whole life. And
The
Ilya's
Olympics.
just kind of like, he doesn't even want to think about it.
It's in Russia, and he doesn't really want to go home. Right. This is the part of the first two episodes that drives me crazy, is that there's a lot of long looks and a lot of sex and a lot of I want yous, but there's not a lot of vulnerability.
And I think it's purposeful because that makes it real. And Ilya keeps that barrier. That stairwell scene, I don't know if I could get that put on my tombstone. I don't know how I can imprint that on my life, but I need it.
Oh, where they kiss?
Oh my God, the kiss? Your Uber's definitely here.
The kiss?
Oh my God. I'm going to start like clawing at the bars of my enclosure. Like I can't. The like kiss is so cute, perfect and intimate. And that's the part I feel like in the series we were like, oh fuck.
Yeah, they're into each other.
This is more. That's when I think they both were like, oh fuck, this is not good.
You see it changing in this scene. We're at the Olympics, and Ilya is chosen as Russia's captain. He has a bad game, and you can tell the pressure is just killing him. It's weighing him down. Shane's watching ice skating with his friends. Shane sees Ilya and goes up to talk to him, and he's really mean to him.
Yeah, because they haven't been talking either. He's been like radio silent to Shane. So Shane's like, what the hell is going on?
He's really mean to him, and he calls him boring and tells him to leave. It's a little heartbreaking. He's just always miserable when he's in Russia. So next we see his dad berating him because they lost to Latvia. And he asks, who tied your tuxedo tie? Your mom? He says, Mom's dead, remember? He says, oh, I meant your stepmom. And we're realizing now that there's some dementia. It's very sad. They leave to go to a gala, and they meet the prime minister. And at the gala, his dad is continuing to just make him feel like shit. Like he can't do anything right. And he gets rescued by Svetlana. And they go into this giant bathroom. I've never seen such. It's like the size of the ballroom. It's very palatial. And we meet a guy named Sasha, and they clearly have history. He's coming on to Ilya, but Ilya can't get into it. So he kind of tells him to scram.
That's the guy that Ilya, whenever Shane is like, oh, have you ever been with another guy before in their first hookup? That's him.
So why do you dislike him so much? I felt like we met him for 5 minutes.
Because he's not Shane.
Well, he's also like a fuckboy himself. He's a coke addict.
Yeah, the coke was crazy. That's not in the book, by the way. I don't know where that came from.
Trying to get him back into the party scene.
Which, like, period. I mean, if it's your old situationship, he's probably like, yeah, this is his easy fuck. So I don't really blame him. I'd be trying to fuck him too.
Hey, you're here.
So next it's spring 2014, and we see Shane hanging out with the hockey guys. Ilya's on a streak after losing at the Olympics, and he's stepping up as captain. We see him in the locker room giving these inspiring speeches, and they're making a run for the cup, and eventually they win the cup, which if you're not a hockey fan, that's the biggest prize you can get. Like, you won the whole thing.
Stanley Cup, baby.
Shane's watching, and he's secretly proud, even though they really haven't talked, and he's kind of sad.
Man.
He misses his friends.
They keep tabs on each other.
They keep watching each other.
They're in love.
Their entire relationship, whether they're talking or not, they're watching each other.
So that summer, we're in Vegas at the Hockey Awards, and they're presenting together. Ilya shows up late, and Shane looks like he's going to puke because they're about to go on stage, and Ilya wasn't there on time, and they present, and it's a bit.
Yeah, it's scripted. It's all scripted.
Scripted banter. Part of it is that Ilya takes a selfie of them together, and while they're doing that, he kind of cops a feel of Shane.
Yeah, he does.
Grabs his ass. Yeah.
Not kinda. He totally cops a feel. It's not like a kind of.
And I'm like, somebody backstage can see you.
Someone's going to get that on
what
camera.
are you doing?
So they meet in the bathroom after, and Ilya's flirty, and Shane is so confused. He's like, what the fuck do you want? You haven't answered my text in 6 months. And Ilya says, I want you to suck my dick. And he says, you're unbelievable. You suck mine. Ilya says,
okay,
if you ask nicely. And then Shane's like, please.
Please. He's so down bad.
So sad.
He's like, nicer.
He goes, no, ask nicely.
And he does.
And Shane says, please get on your knees in this filthy bathroom floor and suck my dick. And Ilya says, no, but you can meet me after this boring award show in my room and I'll do whatever you want. He wishes him luck, and it was emotional for Shane. When Ilya leaves the bathroom, he wipes a tear away. He thought he'd lost him.
Ilya coming into the bathroom and like trying to banter, and then Shane being serious. You can see Ilya shift his approach and be like, oh, he's mad at me. I'm not going to be playful. The way like they understand each other. I appreciate that so much. And then obviously like the iconic when he's like, when did your English get so good? It's like, I read New Yorker now. That's like the iconic scene.
So they go up to the penthouse and he congratulates Ilya. He must have won an award. And Ilya's like, yeah, thanks. Take off your clothes. Shane says, you're an asshole. And then he proceeds to strip down to his boxers. And Shane points out that there's a lot of windows in here. And Ilya's like, good. Now get on the bed and touch yourself. I want a show.
It's way harder than that.
He was hot. This was fucking hot.
Very alpha.
And Ilya could get it any day of the week. And that man is bi, so I can say that.
Oh, he was so hot. And he sat at the end of the bed.
And he got the chair.
He had that whiskey, or he had something on the rock.
It's vodka, because he's Russian.
Oh,
and then he's like, well, at least give me some vodka. And he's like, no, it's for after. Oh, my God. Shut up.
This is your reward.
I cannot.
It was very hot.
Alpha.
Oh, alpha energy. That's what I wrote down. He has got alpha energy. So they're hanging out in the bed after this little strip show. Shane asks Ilya if he's going to go back to Russia after the summer, and he says yes. And Shane's like, why? He said he doesn't think it's safe, and it doesn't seem like you would really like it there. Ilya says, what difference does it make? And Shane says, a really big one. And Ilya shuts down, and then Shane just leaves. He's trying to think of what he can text him. He's in the elevator, and he wants to say something because they know they're not going to see each other for a while. And he types out, we didn't even kiss. And then he deletes it, and it was like, oh, end scene. This is the end of episode 2.
I did not even clock that they hadn't kissed. As a viewer, it hits you too, because you're like, oh my God, they didn't. And you didn't even clock it because it was so steamy.
It was heartbreaking.
But you knew it was going to be heartbreaking as soon as Shane walked into that penthouse and Ilya was standing there with his cocktail and ordered him to the bed. Like, you knew that he was disassociating.
Especially with the cigarette and the at the end.
It was hot, but it was not.
Yeah, it wasn't emotionally intimate.
He was disassociating from the very moment that Shane walked in that room.
Episode 3, we are backtracking to the Olympics, and one of the teammates says it's not safe in Russia for gay guys. So we've talked about this a little bit. They really hammer it home in this episode. And now we get the Scott Hunter backstory. So I actually read this book.
Yeah, this is the first one.
This is book 1. He falls in love with a smoothie
Girl.
store clerk.
I called him the smoothie guys. I was trying to explain it to someone else, like Smoothie Man.
It was boring.
I liked it.
I loved it.
The guy that got to play Kip was adorable. I thought he was a cutie.
He is so cute. Episode 1 and 2 was Shane and Ilya, fine. But then the Kip Scott Hunter episode, they were so much more vulnerable and cute that I actually, until I got past that episode into the last 3, I actually like Scott and Kip better. Like they have some vulnerability and some emotion.
It's a real story.
It's not just based on like fuck buddies. They're cute.
So the story is Scott goes into this smoothie shop and he gets a smoothie. He'd been in a slump. After the smoothie, he has a great game. And this is true. Athletes are very ritualistic, right?
Superstitious, yeah.
He keeps going back for the smoothie and they start developing this friendship. He invites him to a game. He waves at him at the game. That was a really big... In the book, Kip doesn't even know if he's gay. He's like, I'm not even sure if he's gay.
Well, he's checking out Kip every time he's in the store. He's like checking him out.
One thing I loved about what the show did was they really gave you more of the relationship he had with his dad. His dad was a sweetie.
Cute.
It was really touching, I thought. They didn't go into that as much in the book, so the show really highlighted that. And it was really good to see that this is a dad supporting his gay son and helping him through some heartbreak. Really, really sweet. The dad knew he was seeing Scott Hunter, even though he had to be secretive, but the dad kind of knew.
Well, and all of his friends obviously knew. But I think that's why I like this episode so much. It felt very real.
Yeah.
It was angsty in like a cute way, but not in like an annoying way, which in some ways Shane and Ilya's angst because it just makes me annoyed.
Because of the yo-yoing.
Yeah, the yo-yoing and the pulling away. And I mean, I get why. If it's a different situation, doesn't make it less annoying. Scott and Kip, I thought it was very real and cute.
I agree, Lynn. I was more into Kip's story because I felt like they actually were trying to build a relationship from the get-go versus like, maybe this works, maybe it doesn't. It's good hookup. It's not a good hookup. Granted,
a situationship.
They moved fast.
Shane's story was hot, but Kip's story was sweet and enduring, and
sweet.
You felt like you grew with them versus Shane and Ileana. You're like, this is hot. I want them together. Do I? Yes, I do. No, maybe I do.
Push, pull, push,
I do.
pull, push, pull. Oh, like you're breaking up again. Good Lord.
Yeah, it makes it entertaining. But if I have to pick a couple to follow, I'm following the sweet little juicer guy.
Yeah, Smoothie Man. It had a banana in it.
The peeling of the banana was very, very interesting.
Oh my God. How about a banana?
I'll add a banana. It's not supposed to be in there, but I'm going to make it more
Just going to add
interesting.
it. I'm not even going to charge you.
So in the book, you realize this is really unusual that Scott's seeing someone locally because he is so closeted and he has never actually had a boyfriend. Kip moves in with him. They finally get to a breaking point where Kip is like, if you're going to stay in the closet, I don't know if this can work for me. And he's like, this is beating me down. I'm keeping secrets from people.
It was because of his birthday, though.
Yeah.
That was where it hit home.
That was the breaking point, right? Because the best friend meant well and I think probably did the right thing, but like really was hammering Kip, you're not happy. You know, you shouldn't have to hide. And then she hammered Scott and said, you're not doing right by my friend. So it put them both in like a funk.
It changed their mental state.
Both of their mental states.
We actually, in episode 5 of the show, you get the end of the first book. I won't give any spoilers. We in this episode, 3/4 of the way through the first book, where basically Scott is terrified of getting caught. He's really sad without Kip.
Doesn't go to Kip's birthday.
All Kip wanted for his birthday was Scott to come out with him, and Scott couldn't do it. He's longing for Kip, and that's sort of where we end episode 3. Is he's looking in the window like, oh.
I was really happy to have their story. It was kind of a fun little interlude.
Yeah.
I was too.
They give you a little break.
This is adorable.
Yes.
So that will wrap up what we're covering for this episode. We are going to hold our ratings until we've recapped the entire season. So please tune in next week when we break down episodes 4 through 6 of Jacob Tierney's Heated Rivalry on HBO Max, based on the Game Changer book series by Rachel Reid. Thank you. This has been really fun to recap these first 3 episodes. If you haven't already, head out to boozybookcousins.com to check out episodes of the show, reading lists, and cocktail recipes, and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Thanks so much. And until we meet again, happy reading.
Happy reading.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope today's episode was the climax of your day, leaving you breathless and wanting more. Until next time, remember to indulge in the pleasures of life and to keep the passion alive. You can find more tantalizing episodes at boozybookgasms.com. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you soon.